coming up on Sports Night.
Football takes on its final non-conference opponent.
Field hockey looks to continue its winning ways.
And men's soccer takes on a tough opponent at home.
Raghav? Oh, wait, no.
Raghav?
Patrick. Yeah.
It's
I'm
a Thursday
Raghav,
night,
yeah.
and I'm ready to boogie.
Patrick, are you ready to boogie with a hoodie?
I'll bring me my guitar. But first, it's Sports Night.
Right now. Welcome on into Sports Night. I'm Raghav Khosla, joined alongside my dear friend Patrick Winograd.
Okay, so Raghav, here's my
All
thing.
right, Patrick, we don't need to hear all of that. Let's just talk about football right now. The Cats were riding a high following a win against the UCLA Bruins. Next up on the docket, a matchup against the University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. The stands were packed Saturday afternoon as Northwestern football took on the Warhawks for homecoming weekend, but who would be the real kings in Evanston? Let's find out. Only 4 minutes into the contest, Aiden Armenta hands it off, but it's a trick play. Armenta sends the flea flicker over the middle of the field. He finds Nick Trujillo for the 34-yard score. The underdogs find themselves up early in this one. Big touchdown. The Cats, though, would not be down for long. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Preston Stone hands the ball off to Caleb Komolafe. Komolafe punches it into the end zone to put the Cats on the board. He struts his stuff, earning his third touchdown of the season. Score back at even to start the second quarter. Stone takes the snap. He looks downfield, but it's an RPO. Stone tucks it and runs, makes one man miss. He's up over the 50, the 45, the 40. He finally heads out of bounds near the 30-yard line into the third quarter. Now Stone hands it back to number 5, Komolafe, who streaks down the left sideline. He puts a man on the turf, high-stepping it into the end zone. That's back-to-back touchdowns for the breakout star, making the most of his opportunity. 7 minutes later, Stone takes the snap with a clean pocket. He lost it over the middle to Griffin Wild. The star wide receiver hustles all the way in for the score. With 15 minutes to go, the Cats lead the Warhawks 39-7. And Northwestern would go on to score one more field goal in this one, but that was all she wrote. The Cats beat the Warhawks 42-7 on homecoming weekend. With that win, the Cats sit at 3-2 heading into one of their toughest games of the year on Saturday against the Penn State Nittany Lions, who are looking to get right following 2 devastating conference losses.
The top-ranked Northwestern field hockey squad traveled to Iowa City for the team's first-ranked conference matchup of the season. Seeking to extend their winning streak to 10 games, Tracy Fuchs and co. hiked west to Iowa City for a top 10 matchup against the Hawkeyes, and this one brought out some early trouble for the Wildcats. On the relentless attack in the first was Dion Van Alsem, who ripped off Iowa's first 2 shots on goal. Luckily for Northwestern, they found a new secret weapon in Juliana Bone, who's been nearly perfect in goal this season. Emphasis on nearly, because Van Alsem would get the better of the red shirt off this penalty corner shot that goes up and over the diving keeper and off the board. Iowa draws first blood as Van Alsem moves into 9th place amongst Hawkeyes in career goals. We see the replay there of them celebrating that goal. But for the Cats, the first half was pretty mean to their attackers. 6 shots, no scores. 4 saves from Mia Magnotta as number 10 Iowa leads at the midway point. Ilsa Trump had enough, though, starting the second half. Coming out of halftime, she fires a screamer that, nobody had any interest in blocking. Pure frustration behind this shot, and it results in NU evening the score, and they'd copy-paste this penalty quarter result in the middle of the fourth to take the lead for Trump, her 11th goal of the year and 10th in her past 5 games. Cats leading 2-1 late in the fourth. And 2 minutes later, Northwestern pushes on the fast break. It's Ashley Sessa moving the ball past the 25, into the arc, rips it to Piper Boers, who deflects it into the net for the dagger. The Cats once again show out in a 3-goal performance, the 7th time they've met or eclipsed that mark. And there's the woman of the hour, Tracy Fuchs, walking off the field. As the Northwestern field hockey team recorded its 10th straight win to open the season, head coach Tracy Fuchs reached a milestone of her own with her 250th career win.
And when we come back, women's soccer action as Northwestern looks to get a Big Ten win on the board.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
I might swerve in that corner, whoa.
Wrong swerving, buddy.
I have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray.
All right, chill. Let me lead you right into some incredible soccer action on the Lakeside Field. Northwestern women's soccer had been going through a rough patch, not having won a game since September 4th against number 4 ranked TCU. Looking for any way to get back into the win column, the Cats came up against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Nebraska traveled to sunny Evanston on Sunday to take on the Northwestern Wildcats in a Big Ten clash in women's soccer. Into the 24th minute, Northwestern's Megan Norkett takes the ball down the wing and finds Kennedy Roche at the top of the box. A promising shot is blocked, but teammate Katarina Regazzoni is able to find the ball and bury it past the Nebraska goalkeeper. Great goal for the Swiss national. And minutes before the end of the first half, Kira Kemmerly sends a lofted ball across the field that lands right in the path of Sarah O'Donnell. O'Donnell takes the opportunity and rattles a shot into the bottom right corner of the net, notching her first career goal as a Wildcat. Northwestern's up 2-0, and look at that celebration from her and her teammates. Fellow Cats celebrate O'Donnell as this goal is not just the first of her career, but one following an extended period of injury. Into the second half, with the Cornhuskers now looking for a goal of their own, Northwestern goalkeeper Naima Nelson is forced to show off her sharp Wildcat reflexes as she defends a shot by Nebraska's Ava Makovica. And during the final moments of the game, Kira Wagner threads the ball through the Cornhusker defense. She finds Roche, who finishes her 5th goal of the season in style. What a year she is having. Northwestern finishes the game victorious and is able to celebrate their first Big Ten win of the season with a final score 3-0 Northwestern. And the Cats are looking to carry the momentum of that resounding victory into the match being played right now in Indiana against Bloomington.
Northwestern men's soccer took on the Evansville Purple Aces, looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. Coming off 2 straight losses, men's soccer geared up for its final non-conference game of the season, hosting the Evansville Purple Aces at Martin Stadium Tuesday evening. Cats looking to right the ship after a week away from game action. Early in the first half, and Peter Reese looking to get the party started, but his shot sails wide right. Game remains scoreless early on. And with another chance to score, though, a few minutes later, Joe Suhetsky with the dribble to the goal, but it's saved by Michael Mraz. No good for the Cats again. Northwestern advancing to goal yet again. Evansville almost notches themselves a steal right here, but Baraka Tarleton kicks it right through the defender's feet to Peter Reese, who buries it into the net. Northwestern takes a 1-0 lead, and the Cats are amped up. The lead has been secured, but the Cats are looking for more. Omar Jallo dribbles towards goal and takes a shot, but it's just off. At the end of the first half now in Evansville with a corner kick, Alvaro Timon with a shot from outside the box, but it's too high. Northwestern enters the break with a 1-0 lead. Purple Aces trying to change their luck in the second half, but they botched the corner kick right here. Huge missed opportunity for Evansville as the ball trickles away. Down to its last opportunity, it's Devin Shepard with the shot, but it's just wide left. Tough blow for the Purple Aces, and Northwestern hangs on to a gritty 1-0 lead over the Purple Aces thanks to a first half goal from Peter Reese. Cats get a much needed victory to advance to 6-4-1 on the season. The Cats will now look to snap their conference losing streak against Michigan State.
Northwestern volleyball has been off to one of its best starts in recent years, and following a thrilling 5-set victory against Oregon, the Cats wanted to extend their success into matchups against Michigan State and number 10 ranked Minnesota. Last Friday, Northwestern volleyball faced off against the Michigan State Spartans, who came to Welsh Ryan Arena on a warpath. Cats in the first set able to grab the first point thanks to Ayala Nadi at the net blocking Kayla Kaufman's attack. And now later in the first, we'll cut to the middle of a 30-second rally. Michigan State sets up Zuzana Kulik. She tries some trickery, but it doesn't fool Nadi, who gets the kill. Cats seize momentum and wins set 1, 25-15. Second set now, Cats trying to claw their way back, but Malaya Long slams the door on a Ryland Reed attack. Northwestern attempts to push the back door open, but Evie Dozima gets the block and slides the deadbolt into place. Michigan State takes set 2, 25-15. The match now tied up. Michigan State sends it over. Lauren Carter sets for El Nadi, who pulls the trigger with sniper accuracy and gets the kill. And the Spartans return fire and wage a relentless assault until the Cats' third set hopes finally give way. The Spartans snatch the set 25-20. On to the fourth, Michigan State launches the ball sky high out of frame, but the Cats are ready. And who else than El Nadi able to get yet another kill in this game. Midway in the set, Ryland Reed rejects the MSU attack like the bank bouncing my card after Christmas shopping. Oh no, but the Spartans make sure not to overdraft and close out the fourth set 25-21. Final score, Michigan State 3, Northwestern 1.
Northwestern back in Evanston over the weekend, looking to get back on track in Big Ten play against a short-handed number 10 Minnesota team. Tied at 13 in set 1, Drew Wright serves, perfect dig for Minnesota, and Alex Acevedo gets way up and hammers it home, and IL Nadi Gophers take set 1, 25-18. Northwestern, serving in a tightly contested second set, joust at the net, falls on the Cat side, and who else but Ryland Reed kills it up with a kill down the line. She's having a monster year, and the Cats tie it up at 18. Set point for the Gophers now. Northwestern in a bind and has to send a free ball. That's just too easy for Julia Hansen, who is the first to the ball and then scores the kill. Minnesota wins set 2, 25-22. But the Cats came roaring back. Minnesota gets a good look on the far side for Jordan Taylor, but Reed and Simkis say nope, rejected. Northwestern a point away from winning the set. 2 points later, Northwestern in serve receive. Sienna Nordermeer sets Campbell Paris, and she finds open court. The Cats rally for a 25-17 set 3 win. The Gophers decided they were done playing around though. Cats trying to stay alive on match point, but Reed is blocked at the net. Minnesota claims victory in 4 sets and gets back in the win column. The Cats will look to turn those set wins into match wins, starting with a clash against Rutgers tomorrow night.
And when we come back, Sam Montag takes a look at the historic and surging cross-country team. Don't go anywhere.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, Yano!
Raghav, what are you doing?
I'm just practicing my serve for intramural volleyball, Patrick.
No, Raghav, volleyball is over. It's tennis time now.
Vamos!
No, not Alcaraz, man. Northwestern tennis.
My bad.
Last week, 4 members of the men's tennis team traveled to Holland, Michigan for the Hope RSM Invite. Owen McGargy and Jacob Golden competed as a doubles pair, going 0-2 before McGargy retired due to injury. McGargy lost his sole singles match, and Golden went to 0-2. Carter Pate and Vincent Yang started off strong, going undefeated as a duo on Friday before falling to Michigan on Saturday. The Wolverines had the Wildcats' number, dominating them 5-1 on the weekend. Pate continued to win in singles, going undefeated. On Sunday, due to McGargy's injury and an injury to Notre Dame's Evan Lee, Golden played doubles with Fighting Irish player Giuseppe Sarasuolo against Pate and Yang, who won 6-2 to end the tournament. The Wildcats continue their season this weekend at the 68th Annual Intercollegiate at the University of San Diego.
This weekend, the women's tennis team traveled to East Lansing for the Michigan State Invitational. First-year Marilee Roth, and sophomore Maya Loureiro represented the Cats well by starting off strong, each taking a singles win on Friday. Roth finished the weekend 1-2 in singles matches, while Loureiro finished 2-1. When put on the clay together, Roth and Loureiro excelled, going 3-1 in doubles play, taking 1 versus Western Michigan and 2 against DePaul. Despite a loss to Michigan, as the Cats prepare for their next weekend invitational in Ann Arbor, they'll look to get their revenge against the Wolverines and keep up their strong doubles play.
Northwestern Fencing headed to Salt Lake City, Utah to take part in USA Fencing's October North American Cup, with hopes to prove itself early in this fall season. Leading the way for the Cats in junior women's foil was sophomore Yukari Takamizawa out of Tokyo, Japan, whose 3 head-to-head wins slingshotted her to 11th place. Meanwhile, in Division I Sabre, first-year Sofia Shiminovich, impressed in her collegiate debut, rattling off 4 wins en route to a round of 16 appearance and ultimately a 13th place finish. Among epeists, senior leader Karen Wang led the Cats, snagging a couple of victories on her way to securing 31st place. Also with solid days were Natalie Shearer, who finished 28th in Division I Sabre, and Elaine Liu, who finished inside the top 50 in both Division Is and Junior Sabre. The Wildcats travel next to Libertyville, Indiana, to host the Reminick ROC.
News broke in Patrick and I's thrilling Sociology of Reputation class, where Northwestern Cross Country's #1 fan informed the class that the team earned an impressive runner-up finish at the Loyola Lakefront Invitational in Chicago this past weekend. Ava Earle led the Cats to finish place in the 6K race, earning 4th place overall with a time of 19 minutes, 51.2 seconds. Holly Smith and Ava Carnegie were right behind her, placing 5th and 8th respectively. Junior Jackie Hallman also had a great day as she raced her personal best, landing in 19th place and giving the Cats 3 top 20 finishers. Northwestern Cross Country is nearing the finish line as the Cats wrap up their regular season campaign next Friday at the Nutty Comb Invitational in Madison, Wisconsin.
Raghav, funny that you bring up the Northwestern Cross Country squad. We actually have Sam Montag here with us in the studio to dive deeper into this memorable season and how the Cats can finish off the regular season in style in Wisconsin. Sam, take it away.
Thanks, Patrick. This past weekend, the girls cross-country team traveled to Sidney R. Marovitz Golf Course, just a few miles away, where they competed in the Lakefront Invitational. Northwestern had an incredibly strong start to the season thus far, and it was no different this past weekend, as the Cats finished 2nd in the race, just behind the #2 nationally ranked NC State. Posting a very impressive team average time of 20 minutes, 14 seconds for the 6-kilometer race. This amazing result boosted the Cats a nation-high 8 spots in the national rankings, putting them at the #18 spot in the country, which stands as the highest ranking of all time in program history. These big results are starting to become more common for the Cats this year, and it's largely thanks to their not-so-secret weapon of running together as a pack. Many spectators assume that cross-country is an individual sport, but in reality, they couldn't be further from the truth, and the Cats are proving just that. Cross country, a sport where the top 5 runners on the team all count towards the score, relies on the entire group, and individual success can only get you so far. Over their first 3 races, the Cats have had an average gap of just 17 seconds between their first and 5th runners, making them a dominant force on the course. The entire team runs with a pack mentality, and it's their cohesion that enables them to move up together as a team rather than settle for individual accolades. This strategy has paid off dividends for them this season, as they're averaging just over 30 points per race this season and have already won 2 of their 3 races. The rankings show that Northwestern has had its best team in years, but it doesn't break down who makes up that team. The Cats have been led home over the past 2 races by grad student Ava Earle. This being her 5th year on the team, Earle is fully embracing her leadership role in propelling the Cats to their best ranking in team history. But the speed doesn't end there. Finishing just 4 seconds behind Earle at the Lakefront Invitational, grad student Holly Smith is cementing her place as a dominant member on this 2025 team. Although there are upperclassmen leaders at the top, the talent for the Cats goes all the way down the roster. Sophomore Ava Crinity was the first Wildcat with a race win this season, posting a first-place finish at the Cowboy Preview in August with a time of 10:13 for the 3K. Crinity has continued to show her dominance this year, coming home 3rd for the Cats at the Lakefront Invitational and ensuring a bright future for Northwestern. Following up the Lakefront Invitational, the Cats will head to Wisconsin on October 17th, where they will be competing in the Nuttycombe Invitational as one of the largest races in the NCAA. Nuttycombe is going to give Coach Miller and her team a complete picture of how they stack up going into the postseason. Last year, the Cats placed 18th at Nuttycombe with a gap of 32 seconds between their 1st and 5th runners. They'll be looking to improve on that this year, however, and they're coming in with the tools necessary to do so. With 18 of the top 30 teams racing, this is going to be one of the first times Northwestern can properly see how they stack up against the top teams in the country. Moreover, Nuttycombe has oftentimes been a predictor in the NCAA season for how teams will shape up during postseason, so the entire team will want to be on their best for the trip up to Madison. With so many talented teams, Nuttycombe is the perfect ending to what has been a dominant regular season for the Cats, as they prepare for the postseason beginning with Big Ten championships on October 31st. Until then, the Cats are focused on continuing to push each other every day in moving up as a pack as they run themselves into the Northwestern record books. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Be sure to tune into Sports Night next week to see how the Cats fared in the big race.
And now, folks, it's time to catch those Cats.
Northwestern field hockey takes on Penn State tomorrow at Lakeside Field.
There's another Northwestern-Penn State battle this week on the gridiron.
And finally, Northwestern women's soccer clashes against Indiana on Sunday. Don't go anywhere, though, folks. We have the best of the week just after the break.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Wrist so icy, I'm so nice, I think I'm drowning.
Well, man, I thought I knew better. A boogie with a hoodie is right next to me.
What can I say, man? I just have my secrets like that.
You know what's not a secret? When I take a look back at it, we always end the show with Plays of the Week. Roll it.
Everyone's favorite time of the week. It's time for Plays of the Week. Here's number 3.
To the gridiron we go. Stone. He fires for his man. It's Hayden Elegon. Elegon is gone. The longest reception of his career, a touchdown. Cats win big over ULM.
And at number 2, Northwestern women's soccer. Kemmerly's long pass goes to Sarah O'Donnell, and she has the opening goal. Impressive stuff from the Cats. Northwestern getting their first conference win of the season.
Number 1, it's time for volleyball. Rylan Reed saves it, with her feet, showing the soccer skills. Here's another look in slow motion. Look at that. Athleticism off the charts, but the Cats fall 3-1 to the Spartans. And that's all the time we have for today. Raghav, we got a concert to get to.
We definitely do, Patrick. But first, please be sure to follow us on Instagram at @NNN_sports and on Twitter at NNN Sports. For Patrick Winograd, I've been Raghav Khosla. Have a great weekend, Evanston.